Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of Inside Insurance. My name is Jean Ray. I'm a consulting partner here at KPMG and I'm delighted to be your host for the series. Today we're going to talk about a very exciting topic of insurtech, and here to talk to us about that is Gary Leyden, who is CEO of insurtech.ie. Insurtech.ie was founded to build Ireland's reputation as a hub of insurtech innovation. Insurtech.ie is really an ecosystem of insurers, reinsurers, brokers, MGAs, insurtechs, investors and public sector agencies. Some of the overarching aims are firstly to build the innovation capability of our insurers, secondly to support the growth of our indigenous insurtechs, and thirdly to attract international investment from those establishing innovation presence in Europe and hopefully to do it here in Ireland. So Gary, thanks a million for joining me today. It's a really exciting topic, really looking forward to the discussion. I suppose we're lucky enough to have worked with you quite a lot over the last year or two, but I suppose for those joining us today who mightn't know that much about you, maybe just to give a little bit of context to insurtech.ie and I suppose what your mission is and what you're trying to achieve.
Great. Thanks for asking me in today to have a chat with you, Jean. And thanks, KPMG. You've been supporting us since the very beginning, 3.5 years ago now.
It's that long, wow.
Yeah, time flies.
Feels shorter, yeah.
We were set up with an ambitious vision, which was really to position Ireland as a leading hub of insurance innovation across Europe. And to do that, we felt we really had to connect what was a very siloed, very fragmented ecosystem. So we sit in the middle and connect insurers with insurtechs, with regulators, with investors, with the enterprise support agencies, with professional support. And effectively what we've done is we've built the platform in Ireland for insurance innovation. And our goals are really twofold. One is to help insurers that are based here really speed up in terms of their innovation capability. And the other one is to help Irish insurtechs grow and scale, not just locally, but internationally as well.
And I suppose you mentioned the first aim there of helping the insurers in the market. I suppose, how are you seeing them approach innovation, including, I suppose, how they're working with insurtechs?
Well, I suppose a rough metric is we started with what we called a coalition of the willing of 10 insurance companies who supported us. We're now at over 20. So there's a real appetite to engage around innovation. And I think what we've seen is that there's been a big shift. Probably a number of years ago, innovation was seen as maybe some process innovation or a new app. Now it's much more strategic. So it's very much discussed at boardroom level. Innovation has been embedded into the strategy. But understanding the challenges around innovation are where the insurers are struggling. And that's where we can help them support, not just around technology, but also around the culture around innovation as well.
And do you think the sector here could be more innovative? I suppose given our background here, there's a lot of focus on risk and compliance, but what's your view on that and what do you think are some of the opportunities they offer by AI, for example?
Yeah, so short answer is yes, but it's not just the Irish insurance industry. I think it's worldwide. I think there's a particular opportunity for Irish-based insurers who are part of group is to really position themselves as being the pilot market for new technologies and new business models. I think we have a density and an ecosystem that really helps in that, and we're really starting to build a brand. So I think for leadership in the Irish headquarters is to start talking to group and position themselves around that. The industry hasn't changed hugely over the last couple of decades, but with the advent of new technology and particularly AI, there's massive opportunities. But I suppose that comes with a caution. Let's not do things the way we've always done them. Let's reimagine it a bit more. And that's where the opportunities lies with innovation and the new technologies.
And I think around the time of the Transformation Summit, you published your AI adoption report. And I think there was a piece around a few thought leaders at the start, and then there was a profile piece in insurtechs and then a survey at the end. Do you want to recap maybe on some of the key observations and findings from that report?
Yeah, a core philosophy of insurtech.ie is around collaboration. So you're not going to do this on your own. You're going to need to partner with people to do that. So any of the reports that we publish, we try and showcase spotlights around insurers working with insurtechs closely and successfully, and share the learnings behind that as well. One of the key statistics that came out was that 70% of insurers want to partner, but they don't know how to go about it. So the how is a real challenge for them. So we've built up networks, we've built up processes to help them do that. And we kind of sit almost in the messy middle at that early stage and introduce the two and help them through that early stage of partnership as well.
And then in terms of processes, you touched on things like, better processing around claims, better, I suppose, more accurate, if you want to call it that, pricing and underwriting and kind of automation. Any particular areas you would see as being rife for, I suppose, enhancement?
Well, actually, when we looked at AI and the impact it has on the insurance industry, it actually hits everywhere. And that's the opportunity, but it's also the challenge. So we see a lot of people deploying POCs in this space, but getting stuck in what we call POC purgatory, that it's not actually moving into production. So actually the readiness around AI and being able to prioritise what stuff you start with now is the real challenge. So one of the biggest unfair advantages any insurer has is the amount of data that it sits on. And I think making sure that you can access the data, but then reimagine how you use that data rather than simply use it the way we've always used it. AI will inevitably deliver efficiency gains, but if that's the level of your ambition, you're really missing the true potential of AI. It's to reimagine that customer experience. It's to reimagine the types of products that we offer as well.
Yeah, it's an exciting time, isn't it? But as you say, it's to break out of that, doing things better and trying to add value really and enhance the customer experience. You touched on then the second piece around trying to help insurtech scale more globally. I can't help but notice from your LinkedIn profile that you're on the road a lot. So maybe just a little bit more detail in terms of what insurtech.ie are doing in that space.
Yeah. So when we look at the Irish insurtechs, and we were the first to actually map the Irish insurtech ecosystem, so we're tracking a little over 115 Irish companies that are selling into the insurance ecosystem. And when we assess each of those, they punch way above their weight in terms of competition internationally. But it's a small market here, so they need to grow. And that's one of the advantages of an Irish startup is that we're born global from day one. And we need to get beyond our own domestic market. So what we try and do is build networks on their behalf so we can actually fast track them into new markets, international, into new customers, help them navigate back up through group. So a lot of the feedback that we hear back from the insurtechs is you open doors for us that would take us years to do.
Yeah, it's great start for them. And I was lucky enough to attend the Transformation Summit back in June. It was a great event. And I suppose there you were launching a lot of new initiatives. So it might be worth, again, for the audience joining us today, just to give a bit of profile to some of those initiatives that you have coming down the track and what they can look out for, I suppose, over the next few months as well.
Yeah, we've had a really busy summer. And we've also been lucky enough to secure from investment from government.
That's right.
So smart regions through Enterprise Ireland and the EU have invested significantly into insurtech.ie, and that's allowed us to accelerate a lot of these programs. So we've a number of flagship projects that we soft launched at the Transformation Summit, and we're now moving into the execution phase. We launched the insurtech.ie Foundry, and that's about finding the next generation of insurtechs. So the next Phineos that we can grow from Ireland. And we're actually at the selection phase of that now. So the first cohort of 8 to 10 insurtechs will start with us in September. We're also, in October, launching our own digital sandbox. So we believe one of the friction points around innovation within the industry is actually the friction that security, compliance, procurement might actually slow people down in actually trying new stuff. So what we want to do is create a safe, secure environment that's fully compliant, but that sits outside of the insurers. So we'll have our own digital sandbox that will allow insurers experiment more with new insurtechs, understand the value that might deliver, and understand some of the challenges that they might have in bringing that in-house as well. And it'll also be a platform to showcase Irish insurtechs internationally by allowing them to deliver POCs to customers anywhere in the world. Okay.
Is there anything that they should be doing now to prepare for that, or how do they get involved?
Yeah, so first thing is join the community. So we're an open community for everybody. So if you join our newsletter at www.insurtech.ie, you'll be kept informed about everything that we're doing.
Sounds great. We've touched on a huge amount, I suppose, in our chat. If there's one key thing you'd like the audience to take from today, what would that be?
So we're really here to help future-proof the industry, and I think we truly believe it's going to change significantly over the next decade. And we would probably have a core belief that a lot of the innovation to date has been what we say is from the inside out, and it's really important to start with the customer problems. So innovate from the outside in, and once you start doing that, the opportunities will really set you apart. And I think uniquely for Ireland, by championing that approach, we will be able to position ourselves within group for far greater investment into Ireland as a place to pilot and experiment. And that's just going to lift the industry for all of us here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on everything you've achieved so far, and I suppose best of luck for the future as well. And I suppose thanks for joining me today. I suppose for those at home, if anything that has resonated with you today that KPMG can help with, please do reach out to myself or your usual KPMG contact. Thanks again, Gary, for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.